Dear students, today our topic is root apical meristem, histological organization. The origin and the characteristics of the flowering plants have fascinated botanists for a long time. But these characteristics have generally been presented in terms of evolution of flowers, fruits, leaves, and stems. Their roots have received far less attention, mostly because they are unseen underground or in water, or because they are not nearly as showy as above ground plants. They are often looked upon as being the anchoring parts of the plant with a root cap covering the growing tip of the root, and thus not as interesting as the above ground portions with its leaves, flowers, and fruits attached to the stems. One of the fundamental questions in the developmental biology is how cells proliferate and organize to form discrete organs. Unlike animals where organogenesis occurs primarily in the embryo, normal growth in plants involves both embryonic and post-embryonic organogenesis. The primary shoot and root apical meristems, which are responsible for the growth of primary shoot and root, form as a part of the developing embryo. After germination, shoot buds are formed in the axils of leaf primordia as the shoot grows. These auxiliary shoot buds appear to be composed of undifferentiated cells that can be triggered to become vegetative meristems, which are then responsible for the lateral proliferation of shoot system. In contrast, no secondary buds are laid down as the root grows. As a result, the root system must proliferate via meristems formed from non-meristematic tissues. Root constitutes the lower portion of the plant axis and it usually develops below the soil surface. The root is thus descending portion of the plant axis. It is characterized by absence of nodes and internodes. Root bears no appendages that are comparable to the leaves of the stem. Roots are devoid of stomata and their branches originate in the relatively mature tissues of the pericycle in contrast to the stem where the branches originate from the apical meristem. The roots of the mature plant provide support and facilitate the uptake of nutrients and water. Although different plants show tremendous variation in root morphology, the basic anatomical elements of the root are the same, consisting of dermal tissue, that is epidermis, ground tissue, cortex, endodermis, pericycle, and vascular tissue, that is phloem and xylem. These concentric layers are derived from the embryonic epidermis, that is L1, ground, that is L2, and vascular, that is L3 tissues. When the embryo germinates, the root that emerges is called radicle or primary root. In many plants, this diversifies to form an extensive branching network of lateral roots in the soil. In gymnosperms, however, the primary root remains dominant and is known as tap root. In higher plants, root growth is achieved by pronounced elongation of cells that are descendants of the root apical meristem, a specialized structure present at the root tip, which produces cells for virtually the entire root tissues formed during post-embryonic development. In this localized microenvironment, meristematic cells can reside for potentially an indeterminate period of time and produce progeny cells while self-renewing, thus exhibiting key features of a stem cell niche. During the 19th and early 20th centuries, researchers attempted to various degrees to characterize vascular plants by the organization of their growing tips or root apical meristems. The organization or the pattern of cells within the root apical meristems, or we may call it RAM, continued to be a great interest to botanists during the middle of the 20th century. Gutenberg 1960 argued against trying to produce phylogenetic considerations for the root apical meristem. Pillai et al. 1965 argued that the open patterns of the apical organization that lack defined boundaries between the cortical, epidermal, and root cap ram regions were generally ancestral to closed patterns that have defined cell boundaries between cortical, epidermal, and root cap regions. Pillai et al. 1965 had evidenced in the form of drawings that the common in cells, that is indistinct zone of cells for all tissues regions within root tips were present in magnolids and possibly in the eudicots. Recently, as molecular information has provided new tools for analyzing phylogenetic relationships, there has been renewed interest in trying to relate organization of root apical meristems to phylogeny by persons like Cloves, Grote et al. Now, organization of ram in plants, that is root apical meristem. Precociously determined during embryogenesis and indeed before the establishment of the root apical meristem, the ram exhibits a proliferative multicellular dome that includes apical initials and their derivative cells. The number of initials varies according to species, but they are almost permanent in position and divide continuously, producing at each division one cell that continues to act as an initial and one derivative cell. Derivative cell undergoes numerous additional divisions, producing a transit amplifying cell population, which is progressively displaced from initials and then allowed to differentiate. In the ram, the initials divide proximally, laterally, or distally, thus giving rise to derivative cells for root, cortex, endodermis, stele, epidermis, lateral, root cap, and columella respectively. As a consequence, ram dome is located subterminally and is covered by the root cap, which protects the apical meristem, produces mucilage to facilitate a passage for growing root, and serves as a gravity perceiving tissue. Behind ram is the root elongation zone where cells continue to elongate, followed by differentiation zone where cells acquire the characteristics of the mature differentiated primary tissue. Hence, blueprint for the root function is laid down remarkably early during embryogenesis. In angiosperms, the apical dome exhibits either an open or closed configuration. Now, closed ram organization. In this type, there are three specific tiers of initial cells, that is stem cells, from which all other cells in the root body and cap are connected by lineage. One tier for the vascular cylinder, one for the cortex, and other for the epidermis and root cap, for example in flax. A fourth tier of initials called kleptogen derives only the root cap, is found only in grass, and is lacking in roots of dicotyledonous plants. Now, number 2, intermediate open organization. In this type, examination of the zone at the boundary of root cap and body shows some level of organization, particularly for the epidermis, root cap lineage. But the clear and the specific identity of initial tiers is lacking, for example in carrot. Basic open organization. In this type, the identity of cell files cannot be clonally predicted, and instead a zone of seemingly disorganized initials replaces a zone of distinct initials, for example in P. The specific organization of the plant ram is established early, that is the first day after germination. However, some species exhibit rams that can change from closed to open configuration and vice versa as the root grows. Within the ram, meristematic cells undergo divisions at differential rates. One major demarcation of the differential rates of division can be observed in a group of cells located centrally and which rarely divide, and therefore was named as quiescent center, hereafter QC, and bears some analogies to the central zone in shoot apical meristem. Since it is discovery in root of Zea mays, QC cells have long been considered a geometry necessary for root patterning as well as the reservoir of potentially meristematic cells that can be activated into division upon damage inflicted on the other parts of the ram. In line with this later role, it has been demonstrated that QC cells are not permanently quiescent. Certainly, they can be induced to divide rapidly after irradiation, mechanical damage, or carbohydrate starvation, or exposure to low temperature, or exposure to ascorbic acid. However, and notably, in ascorbate treated roots, a threshold number of QC cells were not induced to divide consistent with the existence of minimal QC. Unlike other treatments, the functions of the meristem were not affected in these roots, thus suggesting a role for minimal QC, maintaining and controlling RAM activity. More recent evidence indicate that the QC represents cell differentiation of surrounding cells and therefore acts as organizing center of the RAM system niche. Formation of QC. Cells occupying the QC niche began acquiring QC-specific molecular characters very early in embryogenesis. In Arabidopsis, the QC's origin can be traced to divisions of the upper hypophysis derivative, which generates 4 nascent QC cells located just proximal to the root cap junction at the pole of stele. It is postulated that sometime after the cell cycle of these cells lengthen, mostly because G1 phase is prolonged. Quiescence is significantly not at all or nothing state, but rather a continuum. In roots with small QCs such as Arabidopsis, each of the 4 QC cells can be at the same state of quiescence. However, in roots with considerably large QCs such as maize with 600 to 1000 QC cells, the degree of quiescence probably varies with position in QC. Cells located at the point of lineage convergence are at the deepest level of quiescence and divide least frequently, whereas cells located towards the proximal phase of the QC divide more frequently. These differences in the state of quiescence again emphasize the fact that root meristem cells express certain characteristics because of their position in the meristem, and not because these cells are inherently different from other cells in the root meristem. Definitive data are now lacking on the timing of formation of the stereotypical function, that is of QC. However, expression of WOX5 encoding a potato homodomain transcriptor factor in the early globular, that is 16-celled embryos, led Hacker et al. 2004 to conclude that QC identity is specified early in hypophysis formation, as well as other potato transcription factors including short root, scarecrow, and plethora, that is PLT first and PLT second, appear to be required for QC identity and specification and are expressed early in root development. PLT first, which is transcribed in response to oxygen, is expressed as early as the 8-cell globular embryo stage, whereas PLT second is expressed in slightly older globular embryos. Through the generation of double and triple mutants, Ada et al. 2004 were able to show that PLT and SCR/SHR work via parallel pathways that appear to converge a subset of target QC specific promoters. PLT genes are not involved with oxygen accumulation but rather act downstream of the oxygen, as indicated by the fact that oxygens cannot bypass the requirement of PLT genes. Additionally, the expression of the number of so far uncharacterized QC specific markers, that is QC25, QC46, has been detected in early hot stage embryos. In summary, it can be concluded that the beginnings of the QC specification can be traced to the 8 or 16 cell embryo. Now, environmental cues and RAM patterning. In plants, both endogenous developmental factors and environmental cues can modulate cell differentiation and morphogenesis. Regarding root systems, an extensive literature exists about the structural and the functional modifications in a range of unrelated species in response to water and nutrient availability, mechanical and gravitational stimuli, and response to magnetic fields, as well as in relation to symbiotic or pathogenic interactions with heterologous organisms. However, with the exception of the effects of the QC homeostasis, little attention has been paid to the effects induced by abiotic factors on ramp pattern as a whole. Nevertheless, some data exists showing that exposure of Zea mays seedlings to a continuous electromagnetic field induced a stimulation in the rate of root elongation and resulted in a significant increase in cell expansion in both acropetal and basipetal directions. Concomitantly, a significant reduction in the size of the QC occurred in roots exposed to electromagnetic field together with an advanced differentiation of initials previously in surface contact with QC. These results form a rather more complex system than Arabidopsis, again underlie the importance of signals generated by cell-to-cell surface contact influencing differentiation and controlling root pattern. Now, origin of RAM. The origins of RAM can be traced back to the very first cell division in the plant embryo, when the elongated zygote divides asymmetrically to produce a small apical cell which gives rise to most of the embryo and a large basal cell which forms the basal part of the embryo and the suspensor. The apical cell undergoes a series of stereotyped divisions to produce the embryo, while the basal cell divides several times in the same plane to produce the suspensor. The embryonic root is derived from the lower tier of the embryonic cells in the globular stage embryo and the upper cell of the suspensor, which is called the hypophysis. Actual patterning depends on the expression of a series of genes in zones along with the apical basal axis. Mutations in these genes generate patterning defects that abolish parts of the axis and their derived structures. In case of the root development, the most important genes are those that specify basal parts of the axis. For example, the monopterous, that is MP gene, is expressed in both tier of cells of the pro-embryo, and the MP mutant has no hypocotyl radical or RAM. Similarly, the Hobart, that is HBT gene, is required for the formation of hypophyses, and the HBT mutants do not correctly form a RAM. The product of MP gene is a transcription factor that binds to oxygen responsive elements. The role of oxygen in the root development has been revealed by the analysis of genes that act upstream of MP. For example, the genome, that is GN gene, which is expressed just after fertilization, encodes a protein required for polarized oxygen transport. In normal embryos, oxygen accumulates at the future basal pole because oxygen efflux pumps are localized specifically at the basal ends of the cell. In GN mutants, there is no precise localization of these efflux pumps. Oxygen is evenly distributed. The zygote divides symmetrically rather than forming apical and basal cells of different sizes, and the basal pole of the embryo is not specified. Once the RAM is specified, root growth is dependent on its continuous proliferation. This does not occur in mutants lacking functional root meristemless first, that is RTM first or RTM second genes, while cell proliferation in the shoot meristem is unaffected. Conversely, overproliferation of cells in the defect in first mutants, which are characterized by fat, barrel-like roots with extra cell layers. Thus, the above all discussion may be concluded by following points. Number 1. Plants show variation in root morphology, but the basic anatomical elements of the root are the same, consisting of dermal tissue, that is epidermis, ground tissue, that is cortex, endodermis, pericycle, and vascular tissue, that is phloem and xylem. These concentric cell layers are derived from the embryonic epidermis, that is L1, ground, that is L2, and vascular, that is L3 tissues. There are three general RAM types in dicotyledonous angiosperms, that is basic open, intermediate open, and closed. The intermediate open is ancestral. Number 3. Stem cell niche and QC are specified early in embryogenesis. Number 4. A QC must be maintained in order for the root meristem to remain organized and indeterminate. Number 5. Oxygen specifies the stem cell niche and QC by mediating localized changes in the redox preferentially favoring a more oxidizing environment. Number 6. Cells locating at the point of lineage convergence in the QC are at the deepest level of quiescence and divide the least frequently, whereas cells located towards the proximal, that is basal phase of the QC divides more frequently. Number 7. The origin of the roots may be linked to oxygen-regulated development of the oxidizing microenvironments, which culminates in root meristem establishment. With this, we conclude today's lecture, that is root apical meristem, its histological organizations. Hope, dear students, you have got it. Thank you. Thank you once